I loved Modern Warfare 2019. As a Call of Duty, it raised the bar higher than it has ever been before, at least for multiplayer. So naturally, I am super excited for Modern Warfare 22, and all the new maps, tactics, art styles, and upgrades that come with it. Hello guys, my name is Mattsuki, and oh boy, I got a wish list for you. Obviously, we do not want to repeat to the issues in Modern Warfare 2019, but at the same time, Modern Warfare 22 shouldn't stray too far away from Modern Warfare 2019's style of gameplay. It should feel like a sequel that improved. So this wishlist is mainly going to be preference based. There are people all over the Modern Warfare love-hate spectrum, but I'll tell you guys right now, I had a lot of issues with its multiplayer. I do not fanboy the game, nor do I dump barrels of shit all over it. I like fast, smart gameplay with an immersive art style. An art style that respects the setting and doesn't change all willy-nilly like. But anywho, today's wishlist will involve map design. Now before I stomp right into this, I want you guys to write the top 3 things you would like taken into account with Modern Warfare 22's map design in the comments below. I'd love to see if we're all on the same page. But here we go, let's kick this off with doors. What's so fascinating about doors has got to be the backlash that's still brought up nearly 3 years after Modern Warfare's launch. Yeah, Modern Warfare 22 is on the horizon now, so doors are bound to be brought up again. But I swear, the door hate never left, even through Cold War. And it's funny because the only doors in Cold War were in Fireteam, and not a soul mentioned them in negative light. I'll tell you right now, they felt kind of stiff and clunky, and breaking them was pretty inconsistent.
Other building, on top of the roof.
Oh shit.
Oh, someone GD.
I'm going down. Skedaddle. I'm gonna melee him if he comes in here.
Coming to you, Matthew.
Dude, he broke the door. Oh, it worked. Nick, it worked. It worked. It fucking worked. Dude.
Well, you broke the door or what?
No, he broke the door with his nade.
Oh.
And then I was mailing him when he came in. I mailed him twice and he went down. Look at him there.
Wow.
But I personally never had a major problem with Modern Warfare's doors. Most of my issues were around the doors. Usually the people camping on the other side with shotguns, claymores, and in these types of corners. Like, why not just put a stack of tires or barrels there? I like a more intertwined map design, but that combined with these areas is a bit much. Looking at you, center construction building on Grasna Raid. The one personal flaw I had with doors though, themselves, was that peeking them still made noise. Just why? I understand you can just throw a stun or flash inside when you're peeking, but you're still revealing that you're there, and you can still be shot through a door. It really feels like a useless mechanic. So what I would do is just make peeking a door silent. I don't think every door should be that squeaky. However, I do believe it would have been a nice quality of life change. Black Ops Cold War tried it, Vanguard seemed to master it, but what Modern Warfare 22 needs to do is combine it all into one. I'm talking indestructible metal doors, wooden doors you can chip away at, and other various types of doors with their own unique features. Like the ones on the new Gondola map. They're fully destructible wooden doors, but what makes them unique is the glass that can be shot out separately. Stuff like that adds character and variety. Now before we get on to the next topic, parkour, I gotta say, fudge windows in Vanguard. I hate them so much. I wanna see Anime 5 become a thing.
No, Mattsuki, no. You just sound disappointed. Like, no. Open the fucking shutters to the window. What the fuck?
I know,
Oh
it's
yeah, I
so
got shot,
annoying.
but I forgot. Are you kidding?
They feel like what doors would have been before Modern Warfare 2019. Because they're a downgrade. They only open one way, take forever to fully break, and only add to the clutter Destructible Walls are. But worst of all, they're an extra layer for glass windows. Bruh, I do not want to waste my time on hectic maps opening windows manually, waiting, and then smashing through the glass to reveal my position. Honestly, the more I talk about this, the more it sounds like I dislike slowly evolving maps. I do love maps like Drift, but this to this, or even this to this, is so overwhelmingly unnecessary. I think Decoy works better, even though it can change this much, but it seems to keep the same flow, which is a good thing. Next up, we got Parkour. I don't think every map needs it or a copious amount of it, but it would be cool if we got legit parkour mechanics and places on maps. Imagine this, it's 2022 Modern Warfare. You're playing on a remake of Infinite Warfare's Terminal. Maybe there's a ladder here now, maybe this terminal was forgotten and overgrown with all sorts of plants so you can now climb up a few vines up there. Whatever the case may be, forget it. We're gonna parkour our way to this window. Like we could in Infinite Warfare's Tactical Mosh Pit, where jetpacks are disabled. How, you may ask? Well baby, we're bringing back wall running. First of all, it should be for way shorter distances than Infinite Warfare has allowed you to go, but reason number 2, I'd love this mechanic to return is because, unlike ladders, where you need to put away your primary and pull a sidearm to climb up, with wall running you keep up your primary. Obviously, Infinity Ward could play around with this mechanic, or perhaps you are forced to tack sprint to do this wall run. That way you might want to save useful tack sprint for then. Plus, maybe LMG holders just can't do it. Maybe they actually are the ones that need to pull out their secondary to wall run. All of these mechanics could easily be explained in a new, innovative shooting range. Possibilities are endless. Not every wall needs the ability to wall run. Just a couple locations on each map would be fine, but the more the merrier. However, I am aware that some people don't want that super soldier feel. I could care less, but let's appease that idea. Let's play around with this building block, if you will. So I wanted to come up with a few new, more realistic ways to parkour, but also something that feels well with COD's gunplay. Swinging from ropes probably wouldn't work. Maybe Nathan Draking, but that's not too different from ladders. Then it dawned on me. Wall running in real life is just difficult on flat surfaces. Just create walls that are more slanted. And hey, perhaps we could introduce triangle jumping to COD. Maybe there's a ledge too high to reach, so maybe getting a boost up from jumping off the wall beside it would work. Here's an example from Infinite Warfare. I know you're wall running like longer distances, but in like Modern Warfare 22 it'd just be like a quick hop hop. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I really just want an Infinite Warfare 2. But yeah, I'm sorry for dragging this on for so long. Our next topic is safe spaces. I already mentioned these types of safe spaces behind doors and how they can get quite annoying to deal with at times. Just remove them. As for the other 99% of maps, remove areas that you don't see much combat in. Remove edges of maps that are pathways leading to nothingness. Piccadilly was super bad for this. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, not 4, but 5 pointless streets that disrupt map flow. Remade, well, I love the map. Of course it had some annoying areas. There's this alley, and then there's these 2 cheesy corners behind the buildings. Remade also had some very unused areas that occasionally pissed me off because little Jimmy Neutron wanted to test out his new invention, the bipod, while mounting on the floor there. Please, Infinity Ward. We did not need this whole area with the train cart, or this other alley around this building. The map was big enough. It was engaging enough without these areas. Just do a Treyarch and remove these unnecessary areas deep into the spawns. I don't even think Crash needed this area, but no one else talked about it. People complained about the basketball court and the hair salon. Those areas were so good. You got a fantastic angle on people camping rooftop on the 3rd story building on Crash. And the hair salon was pro-rusher friendly all the way. Even Treyarch fans, like, how do you not like this spot? It counters the trash can wall head glitch on the opposite side. It baffles me how much this area was mindlessly hated. Please, if you still hate it, let me know why. But yeah, Infinity Ward, please look at a heat map or something to see if players are at all using these areas. I don't think I ever seen a soul using this back area on Arklov Peak. Or this other area behind Barn, down the cliff. Maybe leave these areas open for hardpoint and other modes like Cyber Attack, but don't include them in Team Deathmatch or Domination. But also at the same time, please do not overcorrect stuff. Certain safe spaces actually give maps charm. This watchtower on Firing Range, for example. Or this Sniper's Cliff on Jungle. Or even the tower you could parkour up to on Summit. All of these add character to Treyarch maps. I think this area on Broadcast, or even this area on Remade, or these 2 second floor areas on Superstore also add character to the maps. Call them whatever you want. Safe spaces, power positions, camping spots, whatever. Every single map has had them. Raid is an example of one that has very few symmetrical power positions, yet it's regarded as like one of the best maps in COD history. But those that have them and maintain flow are special.
By the way, else is special.
I mean, yeah, she is lovely. But so, are evolving maps that look just as beautiful. Do you guys recall Drift from Advanced Warfare? It's not like I talk about it all the time. But hey, let's let the transformation speak for itself. Stuff just like that. It's so beautiful. And then I also had another idea that changes how maps are played. Remember night maps from Modern Warfare 2019? Well, what if instead of creating more in MW22, we just have smaller sections of maps dedicated to night vision goggles? I said I'd love this feature 3 years ago, but I'll say it again. Imagine COD 4/MWR's night vision goggles actually being useful. What if MWR's ambush map came back? But it's in a sort of sunset setting like Vanguard's gondola map. And here's the twist. One location is pitch black. Not the whole map, just 1 or 2 areas to be more precise. And that is just the underground tunnels. So to recap, you can play the map like normal in the sunset setting, but only the underground tunnels are pitch black and require night vision goggles or even a flashlight to use in the dark. To balance night vision goggles, I think you'll need to make green lasers always visible on weapons when active. Otherwise, people would just camp in those underground tunnels and wait in the darkness, pre-aiming the entrances. People did that on the original, but at least this time you'd see them now. Hopefully this is a nice compromise for all the Modern Warfare players that actually liked the night vision maps. I didn't care for the constant green filter whenever I played those maps. However, I'm 100% down for a new semi-night vision map. I also mentioned in my Vanguard gondola map Explore video, I really hoped that Modern Warfare 22's lighting is improved, because visibility on some of Modern Warfare 2019's maps, even in the daytime, was horrible. I don't like the whole adjusting eyes to the darkness effect in Modern Warfare 2019. It really sucked when players indoors hear you stomping in and then they can just see you milliseconds before you can see them. Just follow Sledgehammer Games lighting and you'll be set. Speaking of other developer studios, did anyone ever tell you anything nice about Treyarch's recent COD, specifically with the maps? Maybe the flow or the interactable parts of the maps? Oh yeah, you heard me right, the interactable parts, where the ammo dumps are placed in the center-ish areas of the maps. Super amazing feature. I actually have a problem with this scavenger perk, which I will talk about in detail in my next Modern Warfare wishlist video, but these new ammo dumps are wonderful if you're a player not tied down to a clutch perk like scavenger. Ammo dumps give the player hope, as in, they don't need to use ground weapons for the rest of their life when they run out of ammo. They encourage movement, and at the same time can be risky. Lots are just placed in the open. Here's an example on Warehouse, and here's another example on Cartel. And there's a lot more where that came from. As for map layouts, I think variety is key, but maybe not in the way you would see. I don't think there should be a huge variety with the map sizes. We really do not need another Nia Palace, or Russ, and Shipment. The only exception I can really see is if we get 2v2 gunfight again, add Shipment to 2v2. But do not give in to the people wanting that easy path for the Mastery camo. Please. I want to go back to CODs that had medium to large map designs. This clusterfucky, no skill, no control playlist has got to go. You can legit get challenges done 4 times as fast in Modern Warfare 2019's Shipment 24/7, while not even knowing how to play the rest of the multiplayer. Mastery camos are supposed to show dedication alongside skill. I don't think even the Shipment grinders know how half the guns they use work. You're not learning damage ranges or how to push on maps like Al Rab Air Base and Grasnov Raid. That's probably why people think Modern Warfare 2019's movement is so slow. They're so used to constant action with their hipfire builds or fast aim down sights and sprint to fire speed builds, that once they use more recoil control attachments and damage range increasers, their guns slow down to a speed they're not used to. Plus, their map awareness is probably thrown off with no radar dot pings. In Shipment, no one really needs to run a suppressor, but that's different for core multiplayer. There's no stealth playstyle on Shipment, but that all changes when suppressors and ghost perks become viable. Infinity Ward. We really do not need a mindless camel grind map or mode. We should engage players with more combat, maybe chuck in a few old maps like Terminal and Favela, with a couple layout changes to keep them memorable but still new. Aesthetic changes are a must-have though. Same time period maps are just not an excuse that I'm willing to settle with. You give me Raid in Black Ops 3, well it better look like a map for Black Ops 3. You give me Raid for Black Ops Cold War, well it better look like a map for Black Ops Cold War in the 1980s, and oh my god, it was ripped straight from BO2. The problem is the laziness. It's the recycled aspect I want to put emphasis on. A new game should feel new. Modern Warfare 19's remakes are borderline new aesthetics. At least every single model is new, but if I were to make a suggestion, please try and give us more completely different aesthetics. I wouldn't mind seeing a New York City version of Warhawk from Ghosts and Infinite Warfare. Seeing the map should make me realize what game it is from. As for layouts, I've already pointed this out on Piccadilly. It has a bunch of useless streets leading to nowhere, but there's more problems with its map design that I hope don't return. It's missing lanes. If you guys didn't know, lanes on a COD map are what makes its flow and allows players to have control over their engagements. But Piccadilly, oh boy. Maybe devs thought that these red buses would make a lane, but they really don't. People take almost any flank route on this map at any time. Result? Chaos and camping. It's a shame for how nice this map looks, but it desperately needed lanes. Now I went on ahead and decided to construct my own variation of Piccadilly, and oh boy, it's got lanes. Let me dive a little bit into my map philosophy. So first of all, I added a completely new lane that helps transform this map into a 3-lane map. Of course, with the help of the buses actually creating more lanes instead of chaotic flank routes. You'll also notice that this underground area beside the bookstore has less flank routes leading to it. This makes it more of a funneled area. To also encourage players to use the tunnel, I added a 2-story hotel at this spawn that overlooks the area. It replaces the bank. Both tunnels on this map are great counters for flank routes to avoid the window power positions. Last, I want to say that it would be cool if the statue in the center was more like a raids, so I added a circle of concrete walls around it to simulate the pillars. I'd love to see how this map plays in COD. But for Modern Warfare 22's maps, I don't want boring 3-lane designs. Parkour, verticality, medium to large sized maps with faster movement speeds would be perfect. You know what also would be perfect and really make my day? Moving obstacles on maps. I could be wrong, correct me if I am, but have the only moving obstacles on maps been trains? There's Express in BO2 and Black Ops Cold War, Metro in BO3, and Depot 22 in Infinite Warfare. Honestly, it would be nice to see something else moving around on maps besides trains. I guess Ghosts also had that trolley on that one DLC map, but again, something else perhaps? Maybe working escalators on the Pines Mall map in Black Ops Cold War, so that you can travel up and down faster. Or how about a factory belt that moves? Kinda like the one in Ghosts. Good job, Ghosts. Really innovative. Holy shit, it also had moving minecarts in that one DLC map. Bro, where did all these cool features go? Actually, I guess Gondola also has moving gondolas. Well, I'd love to see more of it. And yeah, we aren't totally far away from this feature reappearing. Infinity Ward, make it happen. Finally, on my map design wishlist for Modern Warfare 22 has got to be locations and color schemes. Yes, Modern Warfare 2019 has some great maps that convey a cool aesthetic and feel, but others are a bit mediocre. I look at Hardhat and I'm like, wow, this really feels like it rained here, and now the sun is coming out after the storm, and everything is beautiful. Or Cargo and its beautiful aurora lights dancing in the night sky. But then there's the maps that don't really please my delicate eyes. Arkalov Peak. It's okay, but it looks like an off-brand Resident Evil village. Where's the snow in the map? It seems to be all around it. And why doesn't it feel cold out? I don't know what it is, but Modern Warfare 2019's snowy maps do not look chilly. Perhaps it's a lack of steam from out to indoors, or how there's no visible player breath. No wind? I don't really know for sure. But a horrible example is probably Scrapyard. Yeah, this map plays like shit and looks like shit. What is that color scheme? And what the frickle is that theme? OG MW2s look so much better. But hopefully Modern Warfare 22's Infinity Ward can nail it. Their frost from MWII looks so nice. Same with Outbreak, Permafrost, Whiteout in Ghosts, and Sub-Zero. Maybe the art team at Infinity Ward is different now, but all we can do now is hope for the best. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. A like is super appreciated. Please tweet at Infinity Ward any hopes or wishes that you have for Modern Warfare 22's maps on Twitter. Development time is limited, so let them know sooner than later. I got more wishlists on the horizon, so please subscribe if you're into that. Lots of love and cheer. Peace out, homies. Also, Satellite is a good map, you cannot tell me otherwise, and also it would be nice if spawns were improved, just as a final note. Bye for real. Peace out, homies.
Jesus, I am sick of listening to this guy.
Ah!